When I'm writing or working on one of these projects, yeah, it makes me feel very whole.
I think it makes me feel relaxed. It takes me out of worrying, ruminating about the past.
The voice in my head that is always talking to me disappeared, and I was just a doer.
I get to take raw individual ingredients and create something that no one else has created before. It's empowering.
When I'm performing, I feel free.
I knew for a very young age I wanted to be a storyteller, but just hadn't been brave enough to pursue it. Ever since that I've been writing, and that was actually, now I think about it, 15 years ago, that's been really powerful, just doing something because I want to.
Part of the photo art for me and the inspiration is what is in the world around me that perhaps I hadn't seen before.
I get a lot of inspiration from walking through my yard, walking through my gardens, seeing something, and then going to create it, but giving it a Joshua Michael twist.
My motivation is to get more people to speak up and normalize, transparency and vulnerability so that we all can get on the same path to healing.
I thought that I was the only one to experience anything like this and that no one would understand. Then I met these men, these amazing men healing.
A lot of my inspiration comes from having a wife. I got my first rejection letter for actually this memoir piece. And, instead of her saying, well, what did you expect? She instead said, I'm really proud of you that you've put yourself out there. And I'm glad that you're going to keep doing it, which just means everything to me.
I think it's very common for sexual abuse survivors to spend a lot of time in their heads instead of out in the world.
We all know getting inside our heads can be a dangerous place for a survivor to go.
You can easily miss a lot of what's going on around you.
Having the garden and the farm here on my property reconnects me with the earth. Having that grounding sense of self.
I think it's just a really great way to reconnect with your whole being, which has been, quite frankly, shattered through a traumatic experience.
I was a guy that thought that poetry was not masculine. I was one of those guys. I was old school. But sometimes when it's given to you and it saves your life, your perspective changes.
And in the last 5-6 years, I've treated writing as really as a second job, where I sit down, usually early in the morning, sometimes as early as like 4 in the morning, and write for hours. I've been able to devote more and more time to it as I've done more recovery work.
After I'm done messing around with an image, I don't worry about whether anybody likes it or not. I just do it for me.
It's my story. It's not somebody else's. And I should have control over it. And I take ownership of the story. It means empowerment.
If we can find something that is creative and something that's a passion, for me at least, I can only speak for myself, it's the quickest way to pull me out of those dark spaces. Creating is the quickest way for me to regroup, recenter, and reconnect with myself.
At first, I wrote the darkness, the pain.
When I'm going to take all this power and all this rage and leave my heart and soul in the dark bookshop stage for you, because I am not a bastard mama. I'm a poet. I'm a man. I'm a social worker. I made it.
And I had to write all of that out of my system because it was clogging up my wisdom. And now that I've written those things and I'm put myself onto a path of healing by creatively expressing and getting out all this pain, now I'm able to write about nature and funny things and love and self-love, but it was a journey.
Shining light on something that you have shame built on, or fear of coming forward and not being accepted or heard or seen. Shame dissipates and fear dissipates, because when you speak the truth, you have nothing to fear.
I can really honestly say that with spoken word, I found the courage to create.